There's now something coming to join it. Look. Look at that. Holy shit. Did you see that? Actual general aviation has been a big thing in my life. So I qualified as a pilot and I saw these strange lights on the horizon and I was like, right. So things start clicking in your head. Holy shit. Can you hear that rumbling? Please tell me you can, that's coming through on the fucking camera. Please tell me. Like the whole ground is shaking. The jets from Lakenheath, they're chasing them and they're being played with. You can tell they would move towards these flashing, blinking, changing colour lights and the jets would fly towards them and these lights would just dart across the sky.
The following is a conversation with Chris from Dad Rants over on the X platform. Chris has been covering the RAF Lakenheath drone incursions for the last couple of weeks, providing us quality footage whilst out there freezing his butt off, so we don't have to. What a legend. You can find Chris on the X platform on ChrissyBobs24, where he posts the majority of his footage. In this conversation, we will discuss the facts as he knows them, his experiences at the base during the key times reporting across the world, and we'll get some insights into what's flying around, what the military response has been, and any speculation on what the incursions may represent. Plus, the added bonus, I asked Chris what it's like being thrust into the UFO community and the reception that he's had. So, the following is a conversation with Chris from Dad Rants. Well, look, Chris, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate your time, and I know that you're a busy guy, as we've been talking about beforehand. Sounds like chaos there. If it's okay with you, can we first sort of jump in and just find out where did your interest in like the aviation side of things come from? Where did that begin?
The aviation, actual general aviation, has been a big thing in my life. So I qualified as a pilot. I'd done my PPL at Cambridge, so not far from Lakenheath and Mildenhall. So aviation has been a big part of my life for a long time. I don't fly anymore due to an accident. But you know, that's just life. Unfortunately, life deals rough hands and you just take it on the chin. So aviation is a big part of my life and my family's life. My kids love airplanes. We go to Duxford and we go over to Cambridge plane spotting. So they love the aircraft as just as much as I do.
Awesome. Okay, so how did you get into live streaming and sort of reporting on these drone incursions, if we're calling them that? How did that start? What was the sort of trigger point for capturing the footage?
Because I live on the flight path underneath Lakenheath and Mildenhall, they're always flying above us. So they're kind of always there in the background, and you can tell what's flying above you just by the noise without even having to look up. And it was a couple of Thursdays ago, these jets started flying around about 4 o'clock, but they were screaming across the sky, something that I haven't heard before. The way that like the flight pattern wasn't usual for above us. In a built-up area. Normally, if they're going to go full afterburner, it's out over the sea or unpopulated area. So I went outside with now my UFO, what you want to call them, drone spotting, my dog Jax. And we were outside and I was watching these fast response airplanes from Lakenheath. I think they're the F-15s. And they were just going in a pattern, just circling above on full afterburner. That's not usual. And I stood there and watched for a little while. And I thought, oh, I'm going to take a video of this and, see what happens and why they're doing what they're doing. And I was out there for a little while watching. Then it started to get dark around about 4:30, 4:45. And I saw these strange lights on the horizon. And I was like, right. So things start clicking in your head. And that's where it kind of snowballed from there. So I stood outside recording and live streaming on that Thursday of these strange lights that I was seeing and the aircraft that were chasing them across the sky. So that's how it started a few weeks ago, 2 weeks, I think. Well, we're day 16 now, I think it is, something like that. So yeah, that's how it started. I don't know if you can see it. It's another post. Like this is fascinating to me. So there are strange lights again over Lakenheath. There are 3 jets that were flying in like a race pattern, like a race track pattern. But now they're just kind of free for all. I don't really where this is. This is over RAF Lakenheath or USAF Lakenheath, Mildenhall, in Suffolk. There's two air bases. There's Mildenhall and Lakenheath right next to each other. And these are what I believe to be two F-16s. I think it's the 16s that they've got at Lakenheath. Playing, chasing, following, whatever that bright white light is that keeps flashing, disappearing, changing direction. Right, so there's now something coming to join it. Look at that. Holy shit. Kate, come and look at this, look. I don't know if you can see that going across the screen. At the top right hand corner. But there is an aircraft, or two, I believe, two aircraft that have been now flying for the last 10-15 minutes, I suppose, in a pattern. There it goes again. I know you can hear it. But it's got no lights on. No lights at all.
Well, so what's your? I mean, obviously you're thinking this is unusual, this is strange, this is weird. I mean, and you live around the area, do you? Are you sort of fairly close to the Lakenheath is quite close to. Is another one? Is it
Mildenhall.
Milton Hall? Yeah. So are you
Yeah.
sort of fairly near to there anyway? You say sort of over your house,
Yeah, so it's about a 7 minute drive, maybe 10 minute drive from where I am.
right?
But as the bird flies, the crow
Yeah.
flies, it's not far at all, about 6 miles, I think it is, something
Yeah.
like that.
So you know what normal is, and you know what
Yeah,
unusual is, and
yeah, definitely.
this is unusual stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I've lived here where I am now, at least 26 years, and they've always been above. Things become normal. You hear an airplane, you don't really think much about it. But that particular night, something was strange and it piqued my interest. And that's why I went outside to have a look, because they don't fly like they were flying over here. We're a populated area. Um, and it didn't make sense. Hence why I
Yeah.
went outside and had a good old look.
And did you see any of let's call them drones? Did you see any of these sort of weird drones that night, or was it just the conventional military aircraft?
No, so whatever I saw, you call them drones, I saw them on that first night. And there is a video on my channel showing that. And I'm narrating to the camera and I'm saying that this isn't usual. They're not moving like conventional aircraft. They're darting across the sky. And these airplanes that are up, the jets from Lakenheath, they're chasing them and they're being played with. You can tell they would move towards these flashing, blinking, changing color lights, and the jets would fly towards them, and these lights would just dart across the sky, or they would ascend or descend. It was really quite a bizarre to watch, and it was fascinating to watch as well.
So they're outpacing the military jets.
100%,
Wow.
100%. There's footage on my channel. I've taken probably about 25, maybe 30 videos so far, and you can see what I'm describing on the video. And these lights are just across the sky, and I'm trying to capture what I'm seeing with the camera, because they were moving that quick. And there is actually one video where it looks like it kind of teleports. So it's in focus, it's in the middle of the screen. I've got full capture of what I'm seeing, and then it looks like it comes towards me and then teleports and then it goes back.
Jesus.
it was really strange, and I was
Wow.
watching that as it happened through the screen, and I was like, oh, my camera's glitching, but it wasn't, because if you see just to the side, there's a star that's still in focus. Bizarre.
How weird. So how long are they sort of staying in the sky for? I mean, how long are you observing them for? In terms of like conventional drones, because we would consider like a conventional drone would be, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, something like that if they're advanced and commercial type drones. But how long were these things remaining in the sky for?
That first Thursday, it started around about 4 o'clock, and I was still out recording at 11:30. So that gives you a kind of idea of time scale. Normally, at least 2 to 3 hours from what I've captured myself. Easily 2 to 3 hours, maybe longer, sometimes longer. Sometimes you can't always see, because where I am, there'll be the other side of the base, but I'm in contact with other people that are at the base watching the lights, and they're saying the same kind of thing. They're still up, and I can't see them from where I am. But when they come round in that pattern that they're doing, you still know they're up, and it's amazing, because drones aren't designed to do that. I've got a DJI Mini Pro, I think that's what they're called, and the battery life, like you said, is about 40 minutes on a good day when it's not in like sport mode and you're not using the camera for filming. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and the I guess the energy, the power to be able to outpace things like they're going to be using a hell of a lot of energy. If we're assuming lithium ion batteries like most conventional drones use, they to remain in the sky for that long and outpace jets and still just hover. It's just, I think that's what we're
Yeah,
really struggling with. It's like, even if we're saying that this is, I don't know, speculating foreign adversary or whatever, how, what is this technology that they've got that I want to play with some of those, especially
yeah,
for
it's
myself with pilot, pilot training and to see that. How does it, what are your thoughts when you're seeing this? Like, are you thinking drone? Are you thinking something weird?
obviously over the last 2 weeks I've read a lot, and I've been in contact with a lot of people asking me questions. What have I seen? What are my thoughts? There's so much speculation. People are saying that it's military and it's advanced tech. It's from Russia, and I'm sat there just thinking it ain't. I've seen it with my own eyes, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I totally welcome that. But for me, for what I saw, it ain't. It ain't man-made. I don't think it's man-made, like as we would conventionally know as man-made,
Yeah.
because the direction change, the speed, it's just nothing that I've personally seen. And I know there are obviously black ops in America, dark budgets and stuff like that, but to see it over Sleepy Suffolk
Yeah.
just out of the blue, and then go across the country, and then now to America, it just doesn't add up in my mind. So
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy to think. I get sent a lot. I run an Instagram account called UAP Files, and people send me footage and pictures, videos and stuff. And people are starting to send me stuff from New Jersey and a few bits from Lakenheath. And some of the close-ups are like, well, that's closer to an orb than it is to a drone. And we've got some footage that does look like a drone, other footage that just looks like a ball of fire. It's just weird, weird stuff. Have you what's it like down there at sort of at the scene? Are you getting the press coming in? People from the media, local press, are they coming down? Are they interested?
no, I haven't heard or read a thing. I've been picking up the local paper when I go in Tesco's and seeing if there's anything in the paper. There isn't. And it's really strange, because apart from the odd Facebook group, the Mildenhall and Lakenheath Facebook groups, there's nothing. Like, none of my neighbours have seen anything. They're not interested. I try talking to people, and they're like, look at you like you're mad. But I'm glad that I've met some really amazing people in the community that I have, over this last couple of weeks, and it's been fantastic to share my experience with them, and they're giving their experience to me, and it's fantastic. But not a thing. The one thing I can say is, when I was over at Lakenheath, actually on the ground, that it was incredibly quiet. I know there's another streamer called Liberty Wing who goes over there and does quite a lot of filming. But the couple of nights I was there, I was on my own, and it's a little bit daunting, to say the least. But it was fantastic. But the last night I was there, that's when strange things really started to happen. I had my boy with me, and we were live streaming, and we had it looks like lightning come from the ground, but it wasn't a conventional lightning flash. It was just weird, like a light come from the ground from the base. Did you see that? Tell me, you people watching, you 604 people saw that big ass flash on the screen. Holy shit, can you hear that rumbling? Holy shit, can you hear that rumbling? Please tell me you can, that's coming through on the fucking camera. Please tell me. Like the whole ground is shaking. And that happened twice. And then about 5 minutes after that, there was a car that drove round and then took our stream down. So I went back on after a lot of attempts to come back on live and stream. And then the car came out again and turned us off again. So that was quite bizarre. And then on the third attempt, I was saying in the stream to people that were watching, you know, I think it's time for us to go. Things don't seem right. There are vehicles now kind of approaching. And as I was saying that, there was a black SUV that pulled up next to the car. And I turned the camera, and there's two guys sat in there all dressed in black, which looked like had something slung over his shoulder. And they were proper eyeballing in the car with me and my son. And I said, right, that's it for tonight. We're going home. And then that's when the reports of special forces, the SAS, SBS, were being shipped into the base. Again, I don't want to speculate and say that it 100% was, but they didn't look like conventional policemen to me. They were in a dark SUV, blacked windows, aerials. But, the way that he was looking into my car, it wasn't a friendly, oh, hi, you just plain spotting night. It was like, get out of here kind of look. So, yeah, it's strange. And I've heard other reports as well from other people that they've been questioned and strange vehicles. So
Yeah, we saw that. I think there was a lot of speculation when Liberty Wing went down, but everything was deleted. I was like, what the hell? And there was a lot of speculation in the sort of UFO community that there'd been,
yeah,
because that was really unusual. But yeah, taken down. I mean, that's yeah,
strange. It's
yeah,
strange because it was really bizarre because I was narrating to the camera and the guys could see the vehicle headlights coming towards me. And in the chat, they were saying, oh, there's a car approaching. And literally, as it got about 10 feet away from us, that's it. The live went dead. And I was like, oh, I need to get back on. And I couldn't. X just kept saying, you can't load X, you can't load X, you can't stream. And it took about 10 minutes for the phone to kind of recalculate itself so I could get back on. And there was a vehicle in front of us, and in the stream you'll see me go over and talk to these people in front of us, and they said that their phone had stopped working, they couldn't get internet signal, so whatever we were doing, getting taken down because we were seeing things that we shouldn't have, it affected just general public that were just there
yeah,
chilling out. So
yeah.
yeah, really crazy times.
Yeah, I guess at this stage they're probably not messing around now, are they? They're trying all sorts of different sort of
Yeah,
discrete tactics, shall we say? Just on that point, I'd seen that you'd posted something about like your microwave going haywire and weird stuff, and we're getting reports of like electrical stuff when people's cars and radios and stuff malfunctioning.
yeah,
Uh,
that microwave video, I never expected, because it was all in my head. It was nothing at that time. Seen some strange lights in the sky, come in, the microwaves bleep, but I'll just take a little video, send it to the mother-in-law, and so I just uploaded it, not thinking at the time how kind of important it would be in the community. So that microwave video was taken the same night, that on that Thursday, the first night that I saw the lights. So
yeah,
yeah,
weird,
and it
weird.
was weird.
Weird stuff. Weird stuff. Look, I'm really conscious of time. I know you got loads going on today. Just one other question, really. I'm quite interested in knowing what it's like. Am I right in thinking that you're fairly new to the sort of UFO community and that you've been adopted by us since you started
Yeah,
live streaming? What's that been
yeah.
like?
It's been amazing. I've spoken to so many nice people, and there hasn't been a bad word yet. I'm incredibly new to this. Call it wet behind the ears, but there's been so much support from everybody. I could name 10 people just here, but it wouldn't be fair on the other people that everybody that I've spoken to has been super kind and amazing. I've made some really great friends. So
Awesome.
fantastic community to be involved in.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's my experience as well. A lot of people say, especially on X, that there's a lot of sort of toxic stuff and this, that, and the other. My experience has been the same. Like everyone's so supportive. There's a tiny percentage, but on the whole, everyone's so supportive of each other. We're just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together and figure out what's happening. And you know, you're doing a great service out there, and you know, freezing your ass off so that we don't have to.
Yeah,
And you know, we
it
really,
has
really
been cold.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Look, it's fine. I'm just fortunate that I am where I am. You know, a lot of the people that I'm speaking to are further north, so they're not really getting the same experience, only the videos that are being posted. So if I have the ability to go out and share what I'm seeing with people, then fantastic, you know. And I'm more than happy to do it. Yeah, it has been cold. Why couldn't they come in the summer? But but yeah, you know, it's fantastic. And I've got a buy me a coffee link on my page, and people have been so kind donating to that to keep us warm and get some new equipment. So I really appreciate everyone that's donated to that as well. So it just
superb.
goes to show how nice the community is. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so if people want to go and check out Chris, it's Chrissy Bobs 24. I'll put it up on the screen. CHRISSY BOBS 24, also known as Dad Rants. So yeah, go check out Chris, give him a follow. Thanks so much, Chris. I really, really appreciate your time, man. Take care of yourself.
you're welcome. Thanks very much for your time.